Hi, my friends. So today, before we read, I wanted to give a shout out to 3 of my special little pre-K friends. I wanted to give a shout out to Allison with a Y, Ryan, and Mia for working so hard at home and being such great friends. So now we're going to be able to get ready to reread Grow, Raise, Catch, How We Get Our Food. And we're only going to read part of the book today. We're going to read parts of the book that are all about the different fruits and vegetables that can be grown. The author of our book is Shelley Rotner. That means it is her job to write the words in this book. And when farmers grow fruits and vegetables, when it's time to pick them, the farmer or the farm worker or the gardener need to harvest the vegetables or the fruits. Can you say that word with your family members? Say harvest. Now let's clap the word for harvest. Harvest. There are 2 syllables in that word. Now let's whisper the word harvest. Ready? Harvest. Harvest. And then in Spanish we can say cosecha. So harvest and cosecha. When you harvest a fruit or a vegetable, that means you are picking it from the plant that it grew from. If you look at this photo on the card, you can see all of the different fruits and vegetables that were harvested. They had to be picked from where they were grown, like in a field or in a garden. So let's pretend to harvest some tomatoes. Remember, only pick the ripe tomatoes, so the tomatoes that are big and red and juicy. So can you take your hands and pick the tomatoes off the vine and put them in your basket? Good job. So before we read, we need to remember that it is very important to practice retelling a story. So when we retell, we can use our fingers to help us. So we can use our index pointing finger to tell what the story is about. And then we can think of 3 more things that we learned about when we were reading. And we can also use our thumb to think of something that we still want to learn about. So we can think of what the story is about, 3 things we learned, or 3 facts, and 1 thing we still want to know. So we're going to practice using our hands to retell the story. We're also going to practice reading in the correct direction. So we always need to start on the left page, and we need to look for the words. Here are the words on the left page, and I have to read left to right and top to bottom. When I get to the end, I need to go to the next page and find the words here. And now I can read them from top to bottom and left to right. Let's get ready to read and learn how farmers harvest their crops. Grow, Raise, Catch, How We Get Our Food by Shelley Rotner. Grow, raise, catch, how we get our food. Today, most people buy their food from stores. However, more people are buying fresh foods locally at farmers markets or farm stands. But where does the food come from, and whom can we thank for producing it? Food comes from our earth. It takes sun, nutritious soil, fresh air, and clean water to have healthy food. We can thank our farmers and fishermen for our food. They grow the vegetables, grains, and fruits. They raise the animals and catch the fish that we eat. Look at all the different fruits and vegetables the farmers have harvested. Let's get ready to practice retelling using just our pointer index finger. Remember the title of the book. The title can tell us what the book is about. So this book is all about growing, raising, and catching food. Can you hold up your index finger and tell your family members what the story is about? Now let's get ready to read and learn 3 facts about how to grow the crops. I'm a vegetable farmer. I love to plant seeds in my fields and see the greens grow and grow. When they're ripe and ready, I harvest them so you can have fresh, delicious salad too. Lettuce is a leaf vegetable. Even though it's mostly made up of water, it's very nutritious. Tomatoes are usually red, but they can be green, purple, yellow, white, black, pink, orange, or even striped. Peppers can taste sweet or spicy hot. Carrots grow underground. Cucumbers grow on creeping vines. We're vegetable farmers. We love to grow peppers, carrots, cucumbers, and tomatoes. We're berry farmers. We grow mostly blueberries on bushes on our farm because they taste good. They're good for you and they grow well in the soil where we live. Blueberries are one of the only natural foods that are blue. Strawberries are the only fruit that has seeds on the outside, not on the inside. They are the first fruit to ripen every spring. Raspberries are usually red, but they can be black, purple, and yellow too. The plant has sharp thorns. So if you are a berry farmer and you grow raspberries, you have to be very careful when you're harvesting the raspberries because the plant has sharp thorns. Can you pretend to pick the raspberries off of the bush? But be very careful because of the thorns. And then after you pick the berry, carefully put it back in your basket. Okay, my friends, so now let's hold up our pointing index finger to tell what the story is about. We already said that the story is all about catching, growing, and raising fruits and vegetables and harvesting them. Now let's hold up 2 more fingers to be able to tell 2 more things we learned. What are 2 ways to harvest the plants that we have seen? I'm a citrus farmer. I grow orange trees in groves where the weather stays warm all year round. Most oranges are made into juice. We're fruit farmers. We grow peaches and crispy apples on trees in an orchard. We like to see them grow from buds to flowers to delicious ripe fruit. It takes about 36 apples to make a gallon of cider. There are over 700 kinds of peaches. I'm a wheat farmer. Wheat is a kind of grass that has been growing for a very long time. I love to see the golden fields of wheat swaying in the wind. Wheat grains are ground up to make flour. Bread, spaghetti, tortillas, and cereal are often made with wheat flour. I'm a rice farmer. I grow rice in wet fields called paddies. Rice is the seed of a certain kind of grass. Rice feeds half the world's population. There are 40,000 kinds of rice, but brown rice is the most nutritious. So let's finish retelling so far. So we can use our pointer finger and then our 2 other fingers to tell what the story is about, 2 things that we have learned. And now let's hold up our pinky finger, our 4th finger. What is one more thing that you have learned about growing and harvesting vegetables so far? We're potato farmers. It's been in our blood for 7 generations. The plants have white flowers. It's beautiful to see the fields in bloom. We like to harvest and dig them up because it's always a bit of a surprise. Potatoes come in many different colors, shapes, and sizes. I'm a corn farmer. I grow corn on stalks in fields. The leafy part of the plant grows ears, which contain the seeds called kernels. Popping the kernels of a certain kind of corn makes popcorn. Corn always has an even number of rows. So if we look at the photographs in our book, we can see that the corn is ready to harvest. Look at the farmer on the tractor. He is using a machine to harvest the corn. Can you pretend to be the farmer on the tractor and drive one through the cornfield? You have to be very careful when you drive your tractor. It's a big machine, but it's very good at harvesting the corn. So we're going to stop reading here because this is the last page about vegetables and fruits. Today we learned about harvesting different kinds of fruits and vegetables. Remember, when you harvest fruits and vegetables, you are picking and gathering them from the garden or field where they grow. Can you turn and tell your family members what vegetable would be the most fun to harvest? Digging them up like potatoes or carrots, or picking them off vines like tomatoes and pumpkins? Why do you think that would be the most fun way to harvest vegetables? So today we learned about how farmers harvest their crops. Now we are going to be able to learn more about how other vegetables are harvested.